Hey everybody, I'm just here to do a quick video on your religion assignment. Just in case you're at home doing this assignment and you get confused about something or you're still not sure what to do, you can go back to this video and have another look through. Okay, so I'm going to show you the task sheet, which I've got up here in front of me. I'm also going to show you the planning documents to help you set out your work, and then an example, so you know what it will look like. Okay, and all of these documents can be found on the Year 6 website under religion. Okay, obviously. Rightio, so context. Despite being over 1,000 years old, the Bible contains many timeless messages that are still relevant to Christians today. From the time of the Old Testament to our modern era, prophets have communicated God's messages to humankind, and in doing so have challenged injustices in our society. So far this time we've looked at the prophet Micah and the prophet Samuel, as well as Jesus, and we looked at a modern day prophet in Donna Mulhern. Okay, so those should be ones that you remember. Okay, your task is to create a set of 4 trading cards which explores the timeless messages delivered by prophets, both old and new. Each card will represent a prophet who shares this common message. You will choose one timeless message to explore in detail. You can choose more than one if you would like, but we do find that a lot of them overlap, so choosing one might be your best bet, but see how you go. So the 5 that you're able to choose from: justice, love, kindness, walk humbly with God, and love one another. Okay, so each card needs to have a picture of the prophet, their name, and background information on the front of the card. And then number 2 is what he or she will be most remembered for and why. How has this person influenced me? And a rating out of 10 for you to decide on. Okay. Now, depending on your teacher, they might ask you to print these, or they might ask you to just share a copy or put it in your call folder so they can see it. You'll need to check with them. If you are asked to print them, it's obviously up to you to make sure that you have enough money on your card to be able to print them. So make sure that that is sorted well before what you need to do. Okay, the best link that we've got to share with you is here. All right, and this is the one that you will need to access to have a look at who the prophets are that would be a good choice. So I'll show you that now. Okay, this is the link that will come up. And it's got 25 to choose from, and they are varied in age, but also some of them are from many, many years ago as well. So old and new. Okay, so it says click on an image below. Let's say I'm going to choose my mum. Okay, sorry, so click on the image and then it'll come under up like this, and then underneath it's got sort of different categories. So the arts, humanitarians, law and politics, sport and literature, and religion and church. I would suggest choosing 4 from different categories. Don't choose 4 from one category because yours will be a little bit too similar to each other and will actually make it harder. So if I click on the different ones, they all come up. There's Donna Mulhern, which we've studied in class. Okay, so I'm going to have a look at Moira Kelly. All right, and then when you bring up the image, it will also come up with all of the information, and then you just scroll across for the different parts of their life and information. Okay, so if I go back to the start, that will be, the first page will be hopefully give you a really good background, and then it goes into more detail. That is a resource for one prophet. Okay, so you obviously need to have 4. So a really, really good website. It breaks it down without giving you too much information. Okay, you also, apart from your 4 cards, you need to do a separate paragraph that explains everything together. So in a separate paragraph, provide evidence to show how your chosen 4 prophets explore the same timeless message in their teachings and how this relates to you. Click on the link below for a structure to follow, and then when it comes up, here we go, it'll come up with this one. So it's a teal paragraph, which we're really familiar with. Okay, and then in each of the sections here, it describes what exactly you need to do in each sentence, just like we've gone through in English, but related to this assignment. And then there's an example there. Okay, that's a fairly lengthy paragraph. I'm not expecting everybody to get the same length, but you do need to try really hard to make sure that you explain your ideas and that you've got a really good vocabulary there. If you just go back to the assignment, there is essential vocabulary listed here, so you probably will mention these things in your paragraph, and there's some sentence starters to help you at some point too. I'll show you what an example, I'll show you the planning document, or what the outline of your card should look like. So here we've got one that has addressed the topic of love, and so they've got a section for the photo and the name and a small section for the background information, so you don't have to do a lot for that. These are the two other major sections. So this would be the front and this would be the back of the card. Okay, so think about like footy trading cards, for example. They have a front and a back and different sections on each. That's the same sort of concept. What he or she will be most remembered for and why. How has this person influenced me? And a rating out of 10. Now, you're probably not going to know all of your 4 prophets, but in the process of doing this assignment, you learn about them, and so you still can answer that question. How has that person, now I know them and what they have done, how could I apply that to my life? And then a rating out of 10 based on how impactful they are to you, I think would be the best way to think about that rating out of 10. Okay, I'll show you an example now. Okay, so here's an example. The formatting is a bit dodgy, but you know, you can just use your imagination. So this could be the front of one card and this would be the back. Okay, and then there's another one there, Donna Mulhern, similar. Okay, so the structure template, I've gone through that already. This is our planning document that you will do before you go to actually create your cards. Okay, so your research will be, this is exactly what you're going to put on your card, but it's always a good idea to put it on a document first, and then you can format it and play around with it before you throw it into your card format. Okay, so Prophet 1, all the categories, Prophet 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then I would suggest doing your paragraph here as well. I'll just add that in there. Okie dokie. I think that's all I really needed to go through with you. Yep, that's all pretty much covered. This is an assignment that you will have class time to do, but you're also able to do this at home as well. So as I said, all these documents onto the Year 6 website. I will put this video up there as well. You might want to have a look at that through perhaps before the first time you work on it at home, just to make sure you're on the right track. Alrighty, good luck.